Heroes don't kill people.
Shut up, bitch!
So, yeah. Bad movie. I mean, was this to anyone's surprise? It's not a completely awful film, so I'm not gonna have a really angry rant about it like I did with She-Hulk, but it's definitely a movie I'm probably never gonna watch ever again. It's very obvious that DC thinks making solo movies about their villains is the way to go. I mean, just look at how many films they've made focusing on the bad guys. They clearly want to keep making their villains more of anti-villains, and this movie is no exception. It's plagued with issues left, right, and center, but it's also kind of funny. Not in an actual funny way, no, that would be weird. This movie is just funny to laugh at instead, which is something I honestly can't say about other DC movies. Let's rock bottom straight into this. One criticism I've heard from a lot of people is that the movie is very similar to a bad Marvel one, and they're completely right. This movie just oozes cringy Marvel energy in the worst way possible, which is ironic because Dwayne himself said that they didn't want to copy Marvel. Remember that whole changing the power hierarchy thing they were promoting? Yeah, that could not have been more wrong. This movie is so formulaic and bland that it doesn't go up or down the hierarchy. It just stays right in the mediocre center. The story is as bare bones as you can get, and the tone is just so Marvel. It's littered with bad jokes, and there is so much exposition. I swear, there's like 15 minutes of exposition total. The movie has a terrible ass villain who then turns into an ugly CGI man who Rock Adam has to fight, like, as if that's a super original idea. The characters are split down the middle between good and bad. On one hand, the Justice Society I actually enjoyed. Atom Smasher and Cyclone have some cute scenes together, but the main stars in the whole movie for me were Hawkman and Dr. Fate. Aldous Hodge and Pierce Brosnan did great and had a fantastic dynamic with each other. They have a great relationship, and I wish the movie was more about them instead. Adriana is whatever, didn't do anything too special. There's a comic relief character whose only job is to not be funny. Then there's this annoying ass kid that made me want to scream, but I will talk about him in a bit. Here's where we get to the main man himself, Dwayne Johnson. Dwayne is not a good actor. I think everyone knows that by now. He plays himself in every single movie he's ever in, and you know what? That's fine. There are a lot of actors who do that, and they stay in their lane. Look at Ryan Reynolds. He's been playing Deadpool before Deadpool was a movie. The problem is that Black Adam is not a Rock character. He's a very serious and intimidating character, and The Rock just does not play that. So I thought we were gonna get a jokey, smiling Black Adam that would ruin any investment I had in this movie. But I'm surprised to report that The Rock actually did a decent job. Somewhat. Despite The Rock actually being serious, there's still a few issues with his performance, and one of them is unavoidable. For one, his personality is just a bit off. They wrote Black Adam to be a fish out of water character, which is appropriate for this story, but it's done really bad. So Black Adam doesn't know where he is, right? He's like 5,000 years in the future from where he was before, and now he has this annoying ass kid to teach him how to be a superhero. Does this seem familiar? He is the exact same character as Freddy from Shazam. He's energetic, really into superheroes, tries to coach Black Adam with catchphrases and stuff. He even has the same exact room as Freddy, and it doesn't work. Shazam is a comedy. Both the characters are kids, so it's appropriate for the movie to have this kind of dynamic. They're growing as friends, it's lighthearted, the tone is meant for this kind of movie. Black Adam is not the same character as Shazam. He is very stoic, serious, and mean. He does not need a kid sidekick to coach him. He just comes off as annoying. They essentially gave him the exact same personality as Drax. Very blunt, doesn't know anything, but that's the joke. But unlike Drax, I feel like they took it too far with him in Black Adam. Like, he doesn't know what sarcasm is. Like, really? The fish out of water trope just ruins any chance of Black Adam being intimidating. It also makes him seem really dumb, which is something Black Adam is not. The last and unavoidable issue is with The Rock himself. The Rock is a meme. That is a fact. People send The Rock eyebrow move as a meme. He is used as a joke. So just seeing this man trying to be serious comes off as unintentionally funny. I mean, there's so many shots and close-ups of just The Rock's face, and it's so funny because it's The Rock. The movie's trying so hard to get me to take him seriously, and I just can't. It's impossible. The directing and editing in this movie is nauseous. The film has the classic DC sped up slow-mo, and there is so much of it here and I wanted to puke. I hate this effect and I wish DC would stop it. The fight scenes are what you would expect from this kind of movie. Just a bunch of CGI people slamming into each other as the world crumbles behind them. It's really only entertaining on a turn your brain off kind of way. I mean, there's one part in this movie where they straight up copy the Quicksilver slow-mo scene. Like, really? There is one fight that I actually enjoyed somewhat, and it's when the Justice Society first fight Black Adam. This fight was actually pretty unique to me because it had Black Adam being cheered for by his people, while the superhero team gets either no or a negative reaction. That's a pretty cool interaction, and something we haven't seen before in a superhero movie. I kinda wish the movie focused more on that instead of what we got. This movie's also really f***ing long. This movie did not need to be 2 hours long. They did the exact same thing with Wonder Woman, where they just extended the runtime to give us a dumb CGI battle in the end. The music, I felt like, was playing the same melody over and over again. I don't know, I wasn't really paying attention. There's a twist in the movie, but it's the dumbest thing ever. Not because it wasn't a clever one, but because it was just so obvious that the kid wasn't The Rock. Because in the first scene in the beginning of the movie with the kid and the dad, you can obviously tell that the dad is The Rock. They hide his face so you don't see him, but the back of his head is clearly The Rock. People know what he looks like. This isn't a clever twist. This only works if you weren't paying attention in the movie. Finally, the end credits scene, which if you don't know about it, spoiler. Now I got it leaked to me before I saw the movie, but I personally didn't care because I don't like Henry Cavill's Superman. Let me rephrase that. It's not Cavill I hate as Superman, it's the movie he's in. I think I've said it before, but I don't like Zack Snyder. I don't like his movies, I don't like him, I don't like the toxic cult following he has, I just don't like the whole thing. So while I don't really care much that Cavill is back, I'm so glad he gets another chance to play Superman. I'm just hoping the next movie he's in a much better version of Superman. Black Adam is bland. It's very unoriginal, it doesn't have a single unique idea in it, and doesn't do anything special to change DC in a significant way like it was promoting it to be. What a shocker. Well, I'm glad that The Rock is taking it upon himself to try and get DC on a good path. If this movie's a sign of what's to come for DC's future, then I can't really get excited for anything, because we're just gonna get a watered down MCU. The film is very unintentionally funny at times, but that's pretty much all you can get from this movie. This movie solely exists just to bring Henry Cavill back as Superman, which I guess is the big change they were going for, so good job there. This movie's as basic as you can get, so I'm giving it a 4 out of 10.